Welcome to Simple and Savored with the Bald Guy, Simple Haircut. Tonight we're just doing a whole slew of recipes in a row here. Michael Simon's 5 and 5, and it is chicken Diablo night, and chicken references chicken, Diablo references a little heat. So this is just a really fun, simple recipe. I also have some grilled zucchini that I cooked the other night. One of the tips is if you know you like something, make a double batch of it and you can use it a night or two later. Save you some time and energy. So really all we're doing at this point is cooking the chicken with the sauce. So let's take a look at the ingredients. Okay, chicken tenders as always frozen. They're about 2 ounces each. So really nice to portion. We're gonna salt and pepper those, olive oil into the pan. And then once those get turned, brown on one side, brown on the back side, we're gonna add the garlic, onions, jalapenos, capers, tomato sauce, and sliced pepper, and let those simmer down and reduce the sauce, and we'll garnish with parsley. So let's get cooking. Timer on, gas on. So I typically turn the pan on to high to get it up to temperature, and let me put that to the side, and we're just gonna season here. Salt liberally, just adds to the flavor. While that's going, I'm gonna just open the can of tomato sauce. Just try to do as many things in order as possible, so you're always ready for the next step. Oil the pan up. You can see it kind of melting. It means it's hot. And the pan is hot, so time to add the chicken. Good sizzle. Whoa. And what I usually do is just take these tenders out in the morning, put them on a plate, and pop them into the fridge. And they're done by dinner time. If you need to thaw something a little quicker, I'm gonna turn this heat down a little bit. Throw it in the microwave for like 30 to 40 seconds. And that'll get it the thaw started. And if you forgot to pull something out of the fridge. So while that is going, let's start prepping for the rest of the sauce. This is just a quick way to prep peppers so you don't have to go in and get rid of the seedy part. Let's see, we're about 2 minutes. I'm just gonna cut these as nice and thin. Remember to keep your fingers under. Whoa, and I did not. Yep. Oh, shit. Let's see. And so this is what happens when you don't keep your fingers under. But we never stop. It's dinner time, so let's just keep running. I know when I was in the kitchen. No. Do the one finger. So for me, doing 2 things at once, kind of challenging. So just keep that in mind. So if you're trying to cook and talking to somebody in the kitchen, that might not be the best thing in the world because you might slice yourself. Imagine that. Okay, so got this doing. Comes from years in the kitchen, stuff happens. And it really doesn't matter because the customer is sitting there waiting for their food. So you just kind of deal with what you got to deal with and go with the flow. I remember one time it was Thanksgiving, and I think we had cooked 30 birds or something for the restaurant, and I sliced the end of my pinky off. I ran into the bathroom, wrapped some duct tape around it, and finished the rest of the day. Nobody was even wiser. Now I had this onion in the fridge, so I just know I'm not going to use it this weekend because we have plans. So I just thought, well, let's use the rest of it. The capers will go in, and I'm going to slice all of the jalapeno, but I may not use it. Let's check the chicken. Looks like it is nice and brown on one side. So we're gonna flip that quickly and get the other side going. Get that kind of sear sealed. And now we're going to add the veggies. And capers, I don't cook with capers a lot, and it's one of the things I like about this cookbook. It gives me ingredients that are simple, but ingredients that I don't use all the time. So, so I'm using 3/4 of the peppers here, and then just add tomatoes. Got a little juice in it. And I'm gonna add a little water to give that some little deglaze, which is essentially just kind of getting the brown bits of where the chicken's been cooking. A little extra flavor. I'm just gonna turn the heat up a little bit more here. While that's simmering, I'm gonna go grab a bandage for my finger because I wasn't paying attention. So I did that on purpose just for your benefit. Maybe not. All right, I'm gonna live. Got a bandage on my finger and time to cut some parsley. This is Italian flat leaf parsley. Just has the best flavor of that curly stuff. I don't know why, but it's different. It's funny, I haven't cut my finger. Wow, it's been a long time. I think it was when I lived in Chicago, so in the late 90s. So you have actually witnessed almost a miracle. Not a miracle, but almost a miracle.
Early 90s. Mid-90s. Early 90s.
Were you there?
Well, I met you in 96.
Oh yeah, so that would have been in the late 80s when I was in Chicago. Jeez, time has flown. How long? We've been married, what, 20 years, right? I'm checking. Got married on Valentine's Day. I knew I wouldn't forget it. But no, that's been like 30 years. So I always kind of feel like I'm kind of cocky about that whole thing, but it just goes to show you, stuff happens. Okay, parsley's ready. I'm just gonna leave these jalapenos here maybe for a garnish. And now at this point, we are just waiting for the sauce to simmer down. The chicken's finished cooking. And just looking for that to get thicker. So I have it on high, just reducing that liquid and letting the vegetables cook down and flavor everything. Let's give it a quick taste. Just gonna, oh man, that is nice. I am gonna add a little bit more salt and a wee bit of olive oil to it. Just turn the chicken over here. Let's see, I think my gas just died. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Yeah, okay, gas canister is replaced. We've got it back up to simmer. We are at about 13 minutes, even with an almost decapitation of a finger, almost. And with having to replace the gas canister. So, we're getting there. So what I'm looking for, see how those bubbles are popping? That means the sauce is getting thicker. So what I'm gonna do, just so we can reduce the sauce, I'm just gonna take out the chicken and plate that up. And then we'll just focus on the sauce. So here's the zucchini that was grilled previously, and I've just let it set out to room temperature. And let's get the rest of the chicken on the zucchini plate while we're reducing the sauce, and it's getting really close now. So I just don't want the sauce to be runny. I don't want the tomato to run all over the place, so it's getting down to a thicker consistency. Intensifies the flavor a little bit, and that is good. We'll sauce the plate here. I love these food facials that I get. I cannot wait to try this. 17.5 minutes with a cut finger and a gas change. Not my gas, but and do a little parsley to top her off. Nice little pretty plate. Eat with the eyes. And let's take a quick bite. So grab some peppers here. Grab a caper. A small piece of chicken. Make sure I don't. My God, that is good. Pardon my full mouth. Chicken really nice and tender. The peppers are really, sometimes fresh pepper, they're not fresh, so it's really a simmered down pepper with the garlic, with a little bit of parsley. That caper really adds some nice saltiness. Like I said, I haven't used capers before, so I gotta learn something new today. So, 17, 18 minutes for a really nice dinner. What would you do if dinner takes 30 to 60 minutes? What would you do with an extra 20, 30, 40 minutes in your day? Could you sit down, take a breather, hang out with the family, just go for a walk, read a book that you don't get to when we're busy and doing the work thing and the commute thing? Life kind of goes on the back burner sometimes, so I want it to be on the front burner of yours. And as always, be nice to you because you're worth it. And if you're new, subscribe, hit the notifications, and I will see you in the next video.